Let's have some fun with this sea turtle. Let's block it in first. I'm going to very lightly sketch in the face, okay? And then I'll draw the neck of the sea turtle. This is the first stage of our drawings. We're going to block in, we're going to shape the image, okay? We're going to start molding the image very lightly, and then we'll darken in the details. See, that's one of the stages we're going to draw. I'm going to draw a foreshortened circle. This is where the sea turtle's neck will go into the sea turtle's body. And then I'll draw this nice hump for the shell. I'm just blocking it in very lightly. Now remember, if I draw too fast for you, you can push pause on your video on your computer, no problem. You'll catch up, no problem at all, okay? Now let's kind of block in. Where's the fins going to go? I'm going to draw a foreshortened circle down here. I'm going to block in a foreshortened circle down here for the two fins nearest, and the other fins will be disappeared behind here. Now look what we've done. We just started blocking and sketching, roughing in the shape. I'm going to block in where the tail is going to go back here. That'll be our little tail. All right. Now I'm going to work on the fins a little bit down here, and we'll go in and add the detail for the eyes. All right. So let's kind of zoom in on the fins. Come and zoom in just a bit. Right there's good. And then watch how I draw this. Okay. I'm going to take this fin coming out of the sea turtle's body. I'm going to come around here. I'm going to kind of curve it. See, now we could just draw the fin like this, okay, and that could be just how the front fin. But what I want to do is curve it up like a carpet, like a magic carpet. Look at this, like a flag. Curve the fin around, but the thickness of it. See this? I'm going to curve that fin up just a bit, and then curve the bottom, curve it around inside here. Put this neat shape, and then kind of draw the edge of the fin here, the front edge of the fin, coming back into the sea turtle. Now, the back fin back here is a little shorter. See, it's smaller. The flipper back here, the back flipper is a little bit smaller than the front flipper. Okay, I'm just going to kind of draw that shape in there. Now, let's draw the back, the foreshortened circle, darken that in just a bit, and then I'm going to draw this thickness around here. Give that fin a little thickness. I'm going to darken in the foreshortened shell, draw the thickness around the back fin over here like this, and then darken in the near part of this fin coming down. Okay, and it curves up. So watch what I do for the back fin back here. Remember the drawing compass, right? I'm going to go uphill in this direction and direction northwest, right? Like the bottom of the box, this goes up here in direction northeast. See, now the fin over here is going to be smaller. Now, in order to draw this back fin clearly, I'm going to make it get a little smaller, so it'll come out about right here. It'll curve away from the body going the opposite way. Watch this. Whew. Look at that. See, the fin curves down, it curves up, and then I'll put the thickness. And then now, just like this angle here, the back of this fin will go up over here like that. See, this one's larger and this one's smaller. This curves towards you. You don't have this one curve away from you. You can flip over the front end like that, just like the near fin. Isn't that cool? All right, now there's the front of the turtle. She's going to be swooping down. These fins are like wings of the turtle. Well, let's draw the turtle's face. Let's draw the near eye. The near eye is going to be a little bit larger here. Okay, there's the near eye of the turtle, the sea turtle. Let's draw the far eye. It gets a little smaller as it moves away. And then on the front, I'm going to put the turtle have a little beak right here, so the turtle can scrape the coral reef, get in there and get some delicious food off the coral reef. Now here's a contour line. I'm going to curve it up just a bit. Look at this nose is kind of like a beak, like a bird's beak. Now here's contour. This can give your drawing shape and volume. Here's a shadow under the eye to pop that near eye out. Oh, and put a little shadow there. I'm going to use a scribble technique. Now the turtle, I'm going to have the turtle going really fast, so we'll have the hair blowing back here and the water currents just going super fast, swimming, woohoo! All right, now remember, go ahead and pull back. Let's take a shot of the whole turtle as we're shaping it. Look at this. We started very lightly blocking in, and now we're adding the detail. All right, now let's draw this guy. I'm going to draw his eyes looking over his shoulder here, or it's hers, Turtlina. Let's draw these little eyes back here, all right? And then you can put some wrinkles on the neck if you want, have the neck flowing back into the shell. You can make the turtle's mouth open if you want. You want to make the turtle's mouth open, you go like this, draw like a foreshortened shape. See, coming down off his mouth, and then put the thickness So you put a little lip around here, and then maybe put some overlapping wrinkles underneath his chin. You want to zoom in on our face, we can see, get a little more detail. Come on in here. That looks good right there. And then draw his chin, put some more wrinkles, some more contour lines, and then pull him right back into the shell. There's our turtle starting off here. Now, look at this. I'm going to put, there's the turtle's tongue. Look at that. Blah. Darkening back there. The turtle's going, hey, ah! And then, let's go ahead and add a little bit of shading while we're over here. Sun's going to be coming from up in that direction. So let's continue the shading under the eyes. I'm going to shade down over here, shade the front of his beak. And we're going to blend this with our paper stump in just a second to smooth it out. I'm going to shade under his chin. See, it's starting to take shape now. It's starting to take that three-dimensional quality, see? Okay, and then take your pencil. Let's shade under the neck. Cool. Kind of shade as we go. Look at that. Shade as we go. And then I'll blend that in just a second. All right. Now, let's go work on the tail back here. Or let's work on the shell. I'm going to draw this foreshortened circle coming around here. That's where the neck comes out of a shell. And then let's draw this collar, this edge around it. Now, I'm going to move the shell back just a bit. I'm going to put a few wrinkles here. And I think I'll have this shell coming up about right here, from here. And I'm going to reshape the shell just a bit here. I'm going to go up like this and come down like that. There, I'm going to reshape it. I kind of like that shape better. You can take your pencil and you can clean up these lines a little bit if you want to. I have my handy, trusty brush to brush away any extra crumbs. And then, now the shell is on the left side, the window here, the thickness. So let's put the thickness on the left side where the neck is, all right? And then we'll darken in, put that contrast shadow back inside there. See that? Put that contrast shadow. Isn't that neat? All right, so now we got our wrinkles going here. We got the shell defined. Now at the top, watch this. Go ahead and pull back a little bit so we can see more of the drawing. There we go. Now watch this. I'm going to put a pattern, this shell. I'm going to put a neat pattern. I'm going to start very lightly. And I'm going to put just kind of these interesting shapes. Nature has the most beautiful patterns. You look at a leaf, look at scales on a fish, look at bark on a tree, look at the patterns of the lines, and you have these wonderful patterns, okay? And I'm going to darken in this pattern here just to give it a really cool turtle shell quality. And I do this on the back of dinosaurs sometimes. Let's add all kinds of detail here, okay? Go ahead and take your pencil and draw some patterns, some texture. This is called natural design. There's a whole bunch of art words that I'm going to teach you. There's 12 drawing words that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to explain to you and use and apply to my drawings, and hopefully you'll be able to use them instinctually. You're going to learn them so well that they're going to be instinctual. You're going to be able to just start drawing and not even have to think about it. And then look, I'm darkening in between the pattern to really pop it out, see? Darken all the nooks and crannies here. Doesn't that look nice? All right, now, I'll just do the top of the pattern for now. Let's take your pencil. I'm going to get another pencil with more of a lead for my shading. I'm going to get a really long, there you go. I'm going to swoop it down on the side over here. Look at this. I'm going to shade the side of the shell. Shade it over here. Shade behind the neck. Look at this. I got to shade lights over here, so I'm going to shade this edge of the fin. Cool. Now comes the detail. Now comes the detail. We got to take our pencil here, put wrinkles. The fin right here. I'm going to darken in the fin, darken in this shape we have going here. I like that shape, so I'll go ahead and define it. This is the defining part. And then let's put the thickness back here. The window's on the bottom, so let's put the thickness at the bottom. See what I just did? See? Go and zoom in so they can see what I just did there on that. See? The window right there's good. The hole in the shell's at the bottom, so I put this thickness line. See this right here? That line right there? It's very important. Put that dark shadow. Let's do the same thing over here. The little fin, the back fin's smaller. Well, I'll go ahead and finish that here. Look at this. The fin's smaller, so I'm going to go ahead back here and put a little thickness back there. And then over here, I got to put a little thickness over here to identify it. Then I'll go ahead and finish the fin, darken in that back shadow back there. Real dark. Let's darken in little nooks and cranny. And of course, we're going to put a little more shading on this fin right here. Boy, am I going through pencils on this one, huh? I'm going to turn the paper and I'm going to shade underneath this fin right here. So I'll just go like this. And I'll take my stump in just a second and really, really get this focused up here. We'll get it really, it's like focusing a camera when you shade. You know, when you darken and detail, it focuses it. Go ahead and pull out. Let's take a look at the drawing as it's taking shape. Put a little more shading on the shell, a little more underneath here. We'll use our stump in just a second to blend that. Now, I want to darken it back over here. So let's take our pencil and push hard and it'll come around here. You can use ink to do this too. This would be a great one to use ink and pencil. See how that loops around back there? Now remember, if I go too fast, you just push pause on your computer. That's one of the wonderful things. I say that every time, but it's just so great. It's such a great tool to have. I'm going to keep the light in mind. The light's up here, right? The sun's coming from that direction. I'll go ahead and put a little edge where the tail comes out from the shell. See what I did? Just put a little edge right there. And then, you know what? Maybe I'll put a little curly tail. I'm going to give this guy a little curly tail. Something bonus, a little detail. I'm going to give him a little curly tail, little piglet tail. It's a piglet turtle. That's not funny, man. It's not a pig, it's a turtle. So let's put the shadow down here. Let's shade it really dark underneath. All right, then I'll blend it in just a second to smooth it out. Put that shadow inside here. Now this whole one back here, this whole fin's going to be darker than the near fin. This one will have more shading. Then of course we got to shade a little bit up underneath here. Okay. Now let's really define this. Let's take our paper stump. You can use your finger if you want. The light's over here. Go ahead and zoom in just a bit. Come on in here. Keep going right there's good. So let's take our paper stump. This one is well used. Now this is a new one. See, I could use this new one right here. See, I got it. It's like 30. It was 30 cents at the store at Jerry's Artorama. That's a new one. But I like to use this one. That's a month old because it has a lot of pencil lead already left on it, and I can use that. Watch this. See the back of the head here? I just want to put a little smooth tone, just a little hint of it. See? Now I'll get in here and I'll smooth around the eyes. That look neat? Look at this. I'm going to leave the eyes really, really white. I'm going to blend it. This is a blender. It's a musher. See how you blend lighter as you go away? Isn't that neat? Now down here, remember the light's coming from above. So let's carefully get in here around the tongue. Let's smooth the jaw. Blend it dark, lighter and lighter. Let's go ahead and blend the neck. Okay. And I'm going to get it. Look, I'm going to put a shadow. See this nook and cranny shadow right around here? See that? Now, I'm not going to blend this shading inside here, but I will smooth it out. See, I just wanted to go like that and get it all nice and smooth out. It kind of cleans up your drawing. See, it tightens it, it focuses it. Then I'll take this and I'll do some contour curves. See? Contour curves. Little darkness underneath here. Now, you know what? I need to get it a little darker. I'm going to take my pencil again because I got to get it darker underneath the neck. So I forgot to do this. So I got to take my pencil, get it dark under there. Really important to have that undershadow. Then I'll blend it out a little bit like this, see? All right, let's go around. Now this one needs a lot of work done. This is very rough. So what I'll do is I'll take my pencil, get it really dark underneath that edge, really dark. It'll pop this near edge out also, so it'll help both images. It'll help the back fin, okay? And then go ahead and zoom in just a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Come on in here, right there's good. Now see, I'm going to work on this back area. I want to push this fin far away. So I'm going to take my stump and I'm going to blend it in here. Nice and dark. See that? Isn't that neat? Look how it pushes that underneath here. Then I'll just smooth it out light. I won't push too hard. See, I'll just give it that background. It's starting to make it look really nice and shaded, nice value. See, I'm just smoothing out. I'm going to put a little tone on the whole thing. Now what happened is I blend this all together so it's not identifying that flip. So I'll take my pencil and I'll redraw the dark edges and I'll get it nice and dark right there. See? I'll pop it out. Go ahead and pull out again. Let's take another look. Let's zoom out. Right there's a little more. Okay, now this area right, that's good. Right here this is a little rough. So I'm going to take my paper stump. You can use your finger. Your fingers are fine. You can take your finger too, but I have a little more control with my paper stump. I want to kind of smooth this out over here. Let's smooth this out. I'm going to see what I'm doing. I'm just smoothing it. Isn't that nice? Look at that. I'm going to smooth. See that up here is kind of a rough shading look to it? But I'm going to take the whole edge. I'm going to push down with my finger. I'm going to give it a nice smooth tone. Now here's a trick you can do, a nice technique. Watch this. I want to give a tone to each one of these patterned, like little stones on his shell. So I'm going to take just the paper stump, and I'll come back in here where it's dark, and I'll touch it here. I'll get a little more pencil lead. Come up here and I'll paint just an edge. Look at that. I want to put a little bit of shading just on the bottom edge of each of those designs. Isn't that neat? Of each of those. This is a great way to draw rocks if you're drawing a river scene or a cave scene, or let's say you're drawing a bunch of characters sitting around a campfire. You can draw a pile of rocks and then shade underneath it like this. Isn't that fun? And then shade underneath them all. See this? Put a shadow underneath it all like that. It's pretty cool. And then I'm going to tone in the whole left side. See the lights up here. So I'll take my whole stump and give it the whole image on this side of tone. Look at that. Smooth it all out here. Now that is looking just beautiful. Let's do the same thing on the fin here. Okay, let's use our paper stump to blend it out. It's very, very nice. Okay, now pull out. Go ahead and pull the camera out. Right there, good. Isn't that nice? Taking a really, really good shot. Now I'm going to move it up just a bit. I'll put the tape right there. I'm going to do a little shading on the back fin. We're almost done. This is wonderful. You guys did a great job. Now I didn't notice how when I'm concentrating I can't talk as smooth as when I'm drawing. Look at this. See this? Look. Love that. See, your mind gets into that creative mode, and it's hard to talk and draw at the same time, if not totally impossible. Now, I'm going to take my stump. I put a layer of shading first, but watch to see the whole tail. I'm going to go ahead and just do this. See what I did? I'm just blending with the stump, and then I'll use the stump just with the residual pencil lead and put a shadow underneath that tail. See how it pops it out? A little shading under the edge there, a little inside there, and that is really, really good. Now, of course, we want to maybe put some action lines, and I draw the action lines coming off the top edge. Like here's his hair. You know, there's a couple action lines. Put a little shadow. Top edge of the shell. We're going to have the turtle coming down in this direction. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to erase that arrow where the light is, because I want to have the action lines. See, clean up your drawing here. Okay. Maybe I drew that a little darker than I needed to. You can still see a shadow, but that's okay. Watch this. I'm going to take this action. I'm going to draw some action lines off the top line there, and then I'm going to draw some action lines coming back here off the fin. Put some shadow lines. Put a couple action lines. Put some shadow lines here. Maybe some bubbles. Maybe some bubbles coming off of here. He's going so fast. There's bubbles. Look at the back of the fin back here, so you can just barely see a few little action lines back there. Off of the edge, see the top edge of this fin, following the guideline, following the action direction. Put a few lines, maybe on the top of the tail, maybe on the very end of the tail. Put a few more action lines, maybe put a whole bunch of little bubbles coming off here. Isn't that cool? Now, see that? I can still see the arrow, so here's what I'll do. I'll just put like a couple action lines to cover that up. See that? Look at that. See, I just covered up my arrow for the sun and made it much more of a complete finished drawing. You don't have to throw the whole drawing away. There you go. There's excellent. There's your cool sea turtle with the flipping fins using foreshortening. Let's see what words we've used on this one. Check this out. Let me move it up just a bit. Now look at this. Okay, besides the action lines, look what we used. We used natural design. We used repetition right here. We used a dark shadow inside, overlapping on the neck. It overlaps. Here's foreshortening, one of those words. Remember, you can get a copy of all 12 of those words right off my website. Here's size. The near part of the eye is larger, and this gets smaller as it moves away. Here's foreshortening on the mouth, overlapping, dark shadow inside here. See, the rim is foreshortened. We use blended shading. Shading, one of the Renaissance words. This area right here is really a great area to practice. Look at that undershadow. Look at the contour lines, the wrinkles. All right. Well, excellent job. I can go on for an hour on this one. I'll see you on the next lesson. Great job. Yeah.